So, AI agents, they're not some far off sci fi concept anymore, right? They're here. They're already booking our flights, managing our schedules. And yeah, the promise is massive. But, and this is a big but, so is the risk, which really gets us to the most critical question we need to be asking right now.
And this is the real challenge, isn't it? We're building these powerful tools that can basically think and act on their own. So, who teaches them to be responsible? How do we build up the human skills needed to steer them in the right direction? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today.
All right, first things first. Before we can even talk about mastering them, we've got to be crystal clear on what we're actually dealing with. So let's cut through all the noise and the hype and nail down a solid definition of what an AI agent really is. Okay, this quiz question, it hits the nail on the head. The thing that makes these agents a total game changer isn't just that they're fast. It's one key word, autonomy. See, an AI agent isn't just running a script like old school automation. No, it's actually perceiving what's happening around it and making decisions on its own. Think about it like this. It's the difference between a simple light timer, which is just dumb automation, and a true smart home system that actually learns your routine and adjusts everything for you without being told. That's the leap we're talking about. So let's break it down. What are they? They're autonomous, they're powered by AI, and they can learn from feedback. Simple enough. But what they aren't is just as important, maybe even more so. They are not just fancy chatbots. They are absolutely not perfect or bug-free. And this is the big one. The most dangerous mistake you can make is thinking you can just switch them on and walk away without serious human oversight. That right there is a recipe for disaster. Okay, so we've got a handle on the what. Now for the how. How do you actually get good at this stuff? What does it really take to build and manage these things responsibly? Well, I'll tell you right now, it's not about learning one single skill. It's more like mapping out a whole new territory of knowledge. And how do you navigate that territory? It's definitely not just taking a coding bootcamp. To truly master this, you need a real structured learning path, a curriculum that takes you through the whole journey, from the basics and the tools to understanding the risks and all the way to why human oversight is non-negotiable. It's about studying what works, for sure, but also what breaks. You know, getting really good at this means you have to wear a lot of different hats. The tech skills, that's just the price of admission. That's your ticket to the game. But to actually play well, you also need to be a risk expert, a strategist who knows exactly when to step in. And kind of like a historian, learning from all the mistakes that came before. It's a total 360-degree approach to a seriously complex topic. Look, theory is great. Reading books, watching lectures, all good stuff. But with tech this powerful, you can't just learn from a textbook. You have to get your hands dirty. You need a place to practice where it's safe to fail. And that, my friends, is where simulators come in. I love this quote because it just says it all, right? The best way to learn is by doing. The best analogy I can think of is a flight simulator for AI. I mean, pilots spend countless hours in a sim practicing everything that could possibly go wrong. Engine fires, bad weather, you name it. Why? So they're ready when it's real. It's the exact same logic here. You want to experience the chaos and make your dumb mistakes where it doesn't actually matter. And this is where that hands-on practice kicks off, right here in a sandbox environment. From the very beginning, you're not just coding, you're making critical decisions about governance. Just look at this screen for the human oversight model. You've got choices like no oversight, periodic review, or pre-approval required. And let me tell you, every single one of those clicks has huge, massive consequences down the line for how safe and reliable your agent is going to be. And boom, here's the result. Those choices you just made, they didn't just disappear. They created a real, tangible agent with a specific mission, its own set of tools, and a very clear oversight model. You immediately see the direct outcome of your decisions. It's not abstract anymore. It's right there. Now, building the agent is one thing, but another crucial skill is just being able to look at a situation and properly size up the risk. In this simulation, you're thrown these real-world scenarios. So let me ask you, is an agent that's just handling automated email responses the same level of risk as one that's approving financial transactions? Of course not. But making that call and making it correctly time and time again, that's a mental muscle you have to build through practice. And just when you think you've got the tech side down, you get hit with something like this, a data ethics challenge. This forces you to stop and think, how is the data being collected? How is it being used? You're navigating complex rules like GDPR.
It's a really stark reminder that responsible AI has just as much to do with laws and ethics as it does with code.
This is a great way to see the two sides of the same coin when it comes to responsible AI. You've got prevention and you've got response. So on the left, you're playing detective, proactively hunting for hidden biases before the system ever sees the light of day. But on the right, disaster has already struck. You're in a live fire crisis drill, dealing with a critical failure right now. If you want to achieve mastery, you have to be an expert at both.
And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? It's one thing to read a case study about some system that failed. It's a whole other thing to be in the simulation yourself, with a clock ticking, feeling that pressure mounting, knowing you have to make the right call. That's the kind of learning that actually sticks with you.
Okay, welcome to the Fake API Resilience Lab. Here's the situation. The whole system is going haywire. The clock is ticking down and the error count is just climbing and climbing. Your mission? Figure out why the heck the communication is breaking down and fix it fast. This isn't just about building resilient tech, it's about building resilience in you. So we've gone through all of it, the technical training, the risk assessment, the high-pressure crisis drills. But after all is said and done, what does it all boil down to? It comes down to one thing, the human being who has to make the final call. Check out this leadership simulation. Imagine this. You've just found out that one of your most profitable, most popular AI systems is fundamentally biased. So what do? Do you yank it offline and watch the revenue disappear? Do you try to patch it up quietly and hope nobody notices? This isn't a coding problem anymore. This is a pure leadership test where you're juggling ethics, public trust, and the company's bottom line. And really, that's the ultimate takeaway here. Every single thing we've looked at, every sandbox, every simulation, every module, it's all designed for one purpose, to build the foundation for good human judgment. Because you can train the technology with all the data in the world, but things like wisdom, accountability, those can only be learned the hard way, through practice. So that's the final question I want to leave you with. The age of AI agents is here. This train is not slowing down. The question isn't if they're going to be part of our world anymore. The real question is, how are you going to prepare? How will we, as the humans who are supposed to be in charge, get ready to lead them responsibly?